Meanwhile, councils in England are warning that cuts to their budgets next year would mean that they're only able to offer the bare minimum of services. The County Councils Network, which represents 36 county and rural local authorities, is urging the Prime Minister and Chancellor not to reduce funding at a time of rising inflation. The government said it was working with councils to understand the impact of rising prices. Let's discuss this further, and joining me now is Councillor Tim Oliver, and he is the chairman of the County Councils Network and also the Conservative leader of Surrey County Council. Good morning to you, Mr Oliver. I'd just like to pick up on the point that I was discussing with Nick Eardley there, and that is that fiscal statement. I mean, I imagine organisations like yourself are keenly awaiting to see where you stand in this. What are you hoping will be announced?
Well, you're absolutely right. It's absolutely crucial to us in terms of the funding for local government going forward. We already have significantly overstretched budgets. Many of us are having to look at efficiencies this year. But our concerns are the longer term picture. At the moment, we're facing something across the CCN members, something like a 1.7 billion shortfall in funding, and we'll try and fill that through using the very limited reserves that most councils carry. But then really next year, again, a similar sort of number. So we absolutely need more funding from a government to help us just deliver those services, let alone actually improve on the delivery of them.
And yet it's looking increasingly likely that those cuts are coming. What will that mean to you?
Well, I think that what we have engaged with government about actually is delaying the adult social care reforms. You know, as a sector, we're hugely supportive of those reforms. But actually, they need to be properly funded to enable us to deliver those safely. So we have said, actually, can you push those back a little bit? Because also we need to recruit the workforce to deliver them. So and I absolutely accept that the government have real challenges in trying to balance the books. And, you know, we are one of many parts of the system that need more money. The NHS would say the same. For defence, for infrastructure projects and so on. But local government delivers absolutely key services to the most vulnerable members of our society, whether that be through adult social care or supporting children or families with children with additional needs. So we are not the area where the government should be looking for to cut.
Yeah, on that note, when we talk about key services and the most vulnerable, Jeremy Hunt did make sure to stress that he was aiming to support the most vulnerable. When it comes to finding out where those cuts are going to be made and then looking at your services, where will the most likely cuts be made for councils, local councils? Who will be hit first?
I'm hoping there will be no cuts. That's my sort of starting point, and we will make out a strong case to government as to why there shouldn't be. I think if we are looked to for some savings, then I think it's going to be delaying some of the good things that we're doing. I think inevitably, in terms of adult social care, we will have to look at reducing some packages. We'll have to possibly delay assessments, less face-to-face meetings and so on. But what it will also mean is that we will be unable to invest in the future. You know, your previous item there about climate change, you know, we need to invest at local government level in public transport. You know, that we need to get people out of their cars and onto public transport and so on to hit our carbon zero targets. So I think it'll be as much about not doing things that we want to do, creating warm hubs for people over the winter.
Mr Oliver, very quickly, sorry, just to give us an idea of how the councils, councils' finances are looking, how much in the red are they?
I think the total number, the shortfall for this year is 1.7 billion. That is unbudgeted, and that's largely to do with inflation costs and wage inflation.
Okay.
So that's the sort of number we're looking at.
Tim Oliver, Chairman of the County Council's